This is the Arapaho campgrounds. And off in the distance, it's a really pretty lake. Gorgeous scenery here. We are at about 9,000 feet right now. This is our view from our campsite. Pretty nice view. Really beautiful country here. I can see why the mountain men wanted to be here so bad. This is our home away from home. Beautiful country. We drove along that ridge last night. The whole area gets really radical. The incredible hills and stuff you climb, and trails. But if you can hear it, there is a really loud stream going by. And we get to hear that all night long. It's great. Runs right down through the valley there. That's our noisy little stream, as you can probably hear. This valley is covered with little streams all over it. In fact, it's so wet here, as beautiful as it is, we may have to leave sometime here real soon because mosquitoes are real bad. We are at about 11,000 feet right now. It's a beautiful mountain top. Anyway, we're going to be driving along the top of this mountain. Right along that ridge up there. This is called Deer Creek Run. As you can see, the trail goes on up and around. Switch back several times as it goes up the side of these mountains. The other side of that hill is one called Radical Hill. Although Al and I've looked at it, and it really doesn't look that bad. We went on some stuff yesterday on accident that was considerably more difficult. The Samuel there, in his new battle clothing. In the distance you can see that's called Jeep Trail Run, obviously, and that gets really radical. We're going to be running that here today, as well as Red Cone, and I'll get some shots of Red Cone later on in this film. Here comes Alan.
the great big one isn't with them. The great big one was through shedding and just had a beautiful coat.
They're getting rid of the shedding just in time to get it back, aren't they?
Uh-huh.
That's really nice. Well, we were really lucky we saw you driving up the hill because we were going to drive by and go around that way, that other way, and then we saw you, so we thought maybe you might know something about this Radical Hill. And well, there's something sitting on, something's getting ready to head down Radical, or look on top of Redcone. Is that a vehicle getting ready to go down right now?
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah, see, they're checking out it's a little pickup or something like that.
You check it out to see.
They're checking out they know.
That's the
Out of yeah.
There's a bunch of people. Yeah, it's like it's hard to tell, but it's like it may be well, there's Alan coming down the side of Radical Hill. Give you an idea. Kind of goes up, switches back, comes down. Well, yeah, it's kind of tough up there at that, I went a little bit more to the right so I didn't max out the suspension so bad. It's tough up there at the top. All the way forward, or you want to back up? Going back up now. Go on back a little bit more. Boy, that's gotta be down. Go for it. That's Webster's Pass up through there. That's what we're getting ready to go up. And that goes all the way up there. We'll go down to the side of that. And then we'll come down this mountain over here. That'll be a lot of fun. Thought I'd give you a different view of Radical Hill. Radical Hill is very radical. It really snakes around. That's what we just came down. Goes up to that snow peak. You can't see the trail, but it goes on up and continues to switch back up until you get to the very tip top up there. Anyway, right there is Radical Hill. It gets real steep. It does all these little switchbacks back and forth down through here. And brings you all the way down, and you'll see here in a minute, if I ever find it back, you'll see the rest of the trail as it comes down. And that's Radical Hill. Here's a full-size Ford pickup truck running down Webster Pass. Now, I don't know if you can see the severity, the steepness of this thing. I'm going to try to back off so you can get a bigger picture of this thing. It doesn't show the steepness of it, but trust me when I tell you that that is steep. And that old Ford pickup is just slowly but surely easing its way down that trail. This is a cave that we're looking at on the side of the mountain. There's Alan, who thinks that he's in a Hams commercial right now.
Sure, why?
And if you look out this way, it does feel like you're in a Hams commercial. I'm just waiting for the bear at this point.
Well, this is a view from on the way to the top of Red Cone. It's gentle. Here comes Donald on Red Cone Mountain. I just came down. It's supposed to be, not to scare anybody, but it's supposed to be the most dangerous trail in the Rockies. But I just came down it. I didn't think it was that bad, so I think it's going to be okay. It scares you a little bit because it's a long old trail. You can hear his tire slipping a little bit. A little out of breath here, so I'm shaking. That spot gets a little slick where he is right now. He's going to accelerate a little bit. He'll get a little rough. He's doing real good. He's got that real low gearing. Definite advantage over me. I'd be extremely careful touching the brakes for fear I'd kill the engine. Yeah, he's in great shape. He's actually playing now. I'm a believer in low gearing. He literally was able to play with that. I had to be extremely careful. Very happy to see him. You gonna hit me? I'm gentle.
You got your lens cap in the way too.
No. Okay, go ahead.
This is the infamous Red Cone we just came down. I don't know if you can see it in the picture, but there's a full-size Bronco coming down this. They're telling us that this is a lot worse than it has been in a long time. I can tell you that it was quite a ride. It's definitely a rush coming down.
And what's it? And the heading says what now?
The heading says Red Cone, the most dangerous trail in this state.
Pretty cool, huh? Well, I don't mind putting it behind it.
Continuing the saga of Red Cone. Way at the top up there is Alan. He's going to be bringing it down. This trail, and I can tell you right now by looking through the viewfinder on this camcorder that there's no way it's ever going to catch the severity or the steepness of this trail, but it is incredibly bad. You just cannot believe it. You got to be here to actually witness this, but I mean, it's just unbelievable. This is phase 3 of red cone.
Spot to the right.
Trying to get myself steadied here.
You know, yeah, you want to stay to the right.
Sorry about that. Didn't put it on pause, and I had to make a little statement to him. He was wondering what side of the trail to get on there. And that's pretty doggone rough coming down. I just came down it.
Turkey's coming down, catch him. Put your zoom on him and catch him.
There's a Cherokee that'd been following us for quite a while up there on top of that mountain. I don't know if we can get him, and I don't know how steady I am. But I guess he's gonna come down it.
Okay.
Yep, let's hope this guy has as much luck coming down as we did.
It's a little off-cambered up there. That was really what's bizarre, was the fact that not only were you going down this thing, it's really off-cambered.
To give you an idea how bad this trail was, just to get here, this Cherokee started the same time that Don and I did. I'd say he's 30-40 minutes behind us, isn't he, Don?
Yeah, I'd say he's at least 30 minutes behind us. thought he was getting in trouble there.
It's hard for me to tell.
Yeah, 'cause
You got it
the
zoomed all.
viewfinder. Yeah, it's up there, but I can tell you that although I don't have my binoculars out, it looked like to me he had shifted sideways considerably, but it looks like he made it into the red zone. And when we look at the video again, you'll see the red zone that we're talking about. It's really bad.
Yeah. I think he's pretty well down it, isn't he?
It looks like he came to a complete stop. In fact, I think I'm gonna.
Nope,
doesn't look right.
Is he sideways?
That's what I'm wondering. I think he got cocked sideways.
He sure looks. I think I can see his front end. It's hard to tell through this viewfinder. I hope not. He certainly is to a stop, and he's still on the hill, isn't he?
And he managed to take that big old thing and got it completely stopped.
Well, they were a good machine. A little big for my taste.
I don't know if he started sliding. He's still going.
Not very fast. He must have really low gearing, or else he's reduced the brakes.
He's down to brakes. He's after the red zone. I don't know why he came to a complete stop. There he goes.
He's flat now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's...
Whoop-de-doo hill. Wind.
What do you think, Alan? Do you think this is beautiful enough out here?
Yes, it is. It's gorgeous.
Every once in a while you hear a little bit of man's injections of the engines running and airplanes.
Okay, Don wants to do this again. set that I voiced my opinion on this one. I don't think it's a good one to try. See the area around here. I didn't particularly like this idea of coming up this one. I don't think he's going to get up. He's going to have to go around to the way I went up, which is not exactly easy either, but it's definitely easier than this. And I think he's going to give up. I think. Because he's the animal. There's no controlling him. Yep. He's going to take my trail. I think it's a great idea. You can see the backdrop right behind him is literally a cliff. He'll find this one isn't exactly easy either, but he'll make it fine. We ran it the other night. We were kind of running out of light. It's the first time we were ever on this trail, and it looked kind of intimidating at night, but it doesn't look so bad now. And that's the trail we just came in on. Oh, wrong way. That was a fun trail. A little shaky because there's a lot of wind up here, about 12,000 feet. This is the trail we just came in on. A lot of fun. Try to get a nice big panoramic view on top of this mountain, 12,200 feet. I'm gonna get a little shaky, that wind's blowing me. Picture of a mine from on top of this mountain. I just did the 360, which I'm pretty proud of myself. We're going to go over there and have lunch. And while I'm at it, down there is that's where our camp is. See if I can get in there, find it. Just a few more of the countless trails that are out here. They're everywhere. This is just a little view of off the cliff where we got our trucks parked next to. He's heading for the old mine. Because he's not going to head for the old mine. That's a trail we just came in on where we were videoing a few minutes ago. There it is. And that's the long trail bringing us here. Just another shot of the mine. Give you some idea just how many mines are out here. When I was looking through the camera, I saw another one on the other side of the mountain, which I'll zoom in and pull that in just a minute. And there's the other mine that's on the other side of the mountain. Everywhere. I don't know if there's any chance of this coming out, but that's inside the mine shaft. Found this on top of a mountain trying to figure out what it is. Another mine shaft. kind of view from off the cliff.
I can build a house right here.
Hardly even notice it's even here.
Donald calls that micro hinge. Like England has Stonehenge, that would be another mine. Donald, he's standing on the side of a cliff.
Yeah, I'm going to show you guys how I fly. I got a parachute back here. No, I don't think so. Come to think of it. Welcome to my country. This is where I brew my new beer. Sammy Riead.
There's a picture of Donald, the trucks, and micro hinge, and he's taking a picture of me, taking a picture of him, taking a picture of me. I guess this is part of an old mining camp.
See where the old mine shaft is right here. It collapsed in there. So you've got some of the old metal track that went down through here. Now the water's escaping out. In fact, there's more track right in here. There. The water's escaping out of the old mine shaft. And behind Alan is where they were. It's a huge mound.
That's the mountain that had micro hinge. As it turned out, it was a mining mountain.
Woo! Hey! Oh, I tell you, I polluted that one. Hey, check that out in there. That's pretty neat. They've got a little table around the center. Looks like somebody's trying to refurbish it. Right down there is my actual John, for John. Right down there.
Oh, where is it?
Right down there by my Christmas tree, see?
I don't see it.
This is the way we do things down here.
There it is, I think.
Come on.
There's Donald. Hi, Donald.
We'll give you all a tour. Come on along with me.
Okay, I'll try not to do this.
Be out in just a second. Donald? What's happening?
Old mine shaft one time. Pretty large operation there. If you get on up here, you can see where the mine was up. I would say that was one of the pillars that held the cable cars. It's situated here. And there's the actual mine shaft there.
There's a road, Alan, that goes up that way. I wonder if it takes us up to that mining area.
I was wondering about that myself.
Might want to do that.
It's an old mine.
This is probably...
All parts of this old mine. More stuff from that old mine. What was that?
Old sifting drum down here. I guess that they used to turn the ore. They can get the dirt and stuff out of it. They got a whole bunch of little ore chambers that filter it off to different levels, different stages. I guess these are probably the old heating pots where you melt it down in the ore and stuff. Right here. They used
Ted.
well, the house up there says 1869, so I would assume that probably the original mining started out about that point. But in the 1930s, 20s and 30s, they had like a second gold rush, and they reactivated a whole bunch of the mines. There's poured concrete in there, and also there's round nails, which would indicate that this was probably rebuilt back in the 1930s. So, but it's still pretty doggone neat. I think we got to take the other road to see where it takes us, and possibly even up to the mine shaft itself.
Donald and I saw this the other night. It's kind of interesting. It's one of those snow, I'm not sure what you call it, but you see them at ski lifts and so on. These things will go right upside of a mountain. It's kind of a strange thing to see one of these abandoned next to a road.
It's difficult to read. I'm going to see if the other side is if I can read the other side real quick. Looks like 00. That's either lot of the military track vehicles. This is a front driver. The front driver with rear engine. The engine compartment was back there. A drive shaft and transmission assembly sat right here in the center. It went to the front differential, which came out to the final drives, which came off of here. That would have had probably the track wheel sitting right about in this area here. These would have been where the top road wheels would have mounted on here, on these spindles here. And then down on below here, it would have been holding the bottom road wheels. Okay, so that'd be the carrier wheels, road wheels would be underneath here. This would have been just for gear. This is where the old fuel cell used to be, right along here. And right back here would have been where the tensioners and the rear wheel would have been right there.
Well, anyway, this old snowmobile thing,
It's a snow cap.
it's a snow cap, and it came from Mount Rainier in Tacoma, Washington. Don't know how it wound up here. It probably bought it used and started using it here until it gave out. It's just an interesting thing to see along the side of the road. Never know what you're going to see in Colorado.
It's an old mine shaft there. Some of the remnants of the old equipment out here. Mining camp would be complete without an outhouse. As you can see as we go on in here, that's where he sat right there. A little hole down the ground, as most outhouses are set up. It's a beautiful area down through here. Alan over there getting something to drink. That's the old sifting drum that they would have used to get the ore out of the ore out of the rock and stuff that they were mining out of there, the gold and silver and so on. It's pretty beautiful area down through here.
Get it off of it. Watch yourself.
I was a little concerned that they jump off.
This was an old International engine that we estimate must have been back in about the 1940s, which replaced this engine right here, which was a steam engine. What's left of everything's caved in, it's hard to tell, but there's the boiler tank. The cylinder runs right along there and it hits the crank, which powered the pulley. Now these ran the cables that operated this particular mine shaft. This is what used to be the mine shaft right here. There's some of the track that is now pretty much destroyed, and the water pipes and so on that went to the steam, keep the steam engine full. And that's where they dumped the scrap and the ore and so on. Literally, this was a mine built over on top of another mine, because that's another collapsed mine with track running out of it, and some more track laying over there. So apparently there was another outlet there before it caved in, and that was probably, building right there was probably the as you can tell, it's really windy up here. We're about 12,000 feet. That was probably the housing for the crew and so on. This is the steam engine, the old wheels. Alan was saying that that International engine had Edison spark plugs in it. Purelator oil filter. That's an inline 6. Now.
So, I wonder what happened to the other guys. Oh, here he is. Here he comes. Oh, he's going down to that other trail.
No kidding.
Someplace, huh?
Really is something.
We are here at the top of a mountain, and I'm not sure exactly what it's called. We'll have to find out. Anyway, this may not come out very well because it's approaching dark. That's the peak of the mountain. Donald's taking care of a little business, and when he gets done, I'm kind of looking forward to getting off this, thanks to the fact that it's getting dark. There's one particular section coming up here where it's terribly off camber. I am ready to get past that section while it's still daylight. A couple of things I saw on this other side of the mountain. It looks like it's a long ways over there. It's probably several miles. Looks like a building over there. I'm hoping the zoom lens will pick it up right on top of that mountain. And also right over here, if I can find it back. I don't know where it is. Let's see if I can find it. I think that's it right there. Appears to be 3 crosses right on top of that mountain. I think that is the spot. Way up there. It's over 13,000 feet up. I'm hoping this comes out on the television. Maybe we can figure out what it is.
Those are the crosses to Holy Cross. That is a trail that we're going to try to take tomorrow. Probably couldn't make those out, but I think Alan got a better shot from a closer mountain. And then along here, all the way down, and it's going to be really difficult to do because I think we're finally going to get out of... It's trying real hard. That is the town of Montazuma down there. That's where we're heading right now. We've got, we are at about 12:08, and notice the sun is setting. It's getting very difficult for the camera to pick this stuff up. So
we got past the off camber, it wasn't so bad.
And we just got past the off camber, and it really wasn't so bad. It wasn't nearly as bad as I think we were all making it out to be. So, beautiful country up here. Welcome to our home away from home. What you just saw was the view from our tent. This is our home away from home, as you should say. Absolutely gorgeous here. We got some wonderful trees. Really tall. We'll definitely want to remember where this one's at. We've seen very few people at all. It's really pretty secluded. Totally primitive. No running water or anything like that except for the stream that you hear in the background. It comes with multiple parking spaces. You can park a couple vehicles there. A couple more parking spaces up there. and then this parking space right here. So you can see that's quite a rock, and that helps us get up underneath these things when we need to work on things. A very, very serious trail here.
That's suspension and lockers. 33.
This is Wheeler Lake up here. Really incredible. Most difficult climb I have ever done in my entire life was just down up here. There's my Sammy. That's Wheeler Lake there. Beautiful waterfall. Runs down to the lake. Now I'm talking with a guy who took a CJ5 up here. He was the first one today to clear this. He was my inspiration. The gentleman with the hat that's walking up here, that's Mike. He's a pilot with United Airlines. We just met him. He was trying to get up here in a full-size Blazer and didn't make it. These are, I think it's Cheyenne is the red one right there. And then the black one, I think it's Bob. I think that's the name of that dog. Anyway, this is Wheeler Lake. This is an incredible climb, just amazing, and with an incredible view. It's 13,000 feet. Ooh!
Ow.
Don, I think you got a transfer case. I mean, pumpkin. I may have to pull you off that. Mosquito just got me.
That rear tire went airborne.
Heavily.
Oh no!
What? It wasn't on?
It wasn't on! I just hit the button. In fact, it worked.
Oh.
What a pity it wasn't.
This is an old mine shaft that we found. We actually had to drive under it. I'm winded because I actually had to run. The mountain over there with the light shining on it's absolutely gorgeous. You can hear, that's a waterfall next to me. This is an old mine. I think this is called London Mine. Oops, I'm bouncing. That's Donald. He's over there. He's got some business to take care of. We're going to look at some other areas. That's also part of this mine. And some more. Yes, this would definitely be a more modern mine. I mean mine. Which is it? It's mine, isn't it? Yeah. Actually, it's probably a old mine that's been modernized and then abandoned recently, probably in the last 20 or 30 years. That's the trail to Mosquito Pass. There's some guy on it right now. If I sound a little weird, it's because we're so high in elevation, it get a little winded easy. There's a pickup going up Mosquito Pass right now. Look where Don is. He's found his way up on top of the building. Donald says he found an eagle's nest.
looks like he's having fun, doesn't he?
Alan, what was the name of this mine again? This is the actual mine shaft of Champagne Mine. You can see there's a lot of water and stuff in here. Alan's saying that this building must have been in relatively good shape 3 years ago. We have a picture in a book that's 3 years old. And it's almost totally collapsed now. That's an armature to some sort of generator here that was steam powered. Ingersoll Rand, Imperial Type 10. This is the steam engine that powered the electric motor, actually, is what I'm finding out. It was a generator, and then that is the exciter windings right there. Then you get to the main armature. And then there is the wheel that was running the pulley. That's the power pulley right there. And that's the mine shaft itself. That is the mine right there. This is the London mine right here. Actually, I misled you guys on this thing when I was recording this. I said it was a motor, but actually that is the steam engine. That's the main pulley that then powered the armature assembly down here, which was a generator. That's where the bus bar was that supplied power to the mine.
Can I talk now?
Uh-huh.
To give you an idea how big it is, I decided to be the guinea pig and stand here. It's pretty big. That's all I've got to say. I'm gonna walk it.
We're running over Hagerman's Pass. This is a real easy run, but it's real pretty down in here. Beautiful lake. Scenery's pretty. Man is always here. You can always find man's evidence, not only the road, but of course the power lines. Well, and I wasn't sure exactly what these were. We're assuming these are some old mines, because when you go by the openings they look like they're possible mine shafts, but then they have huge funnels, upside down funnels on top of them, so we're not exactly sure what they are. Not exactly sure what those do. That's Alan's campfire rock formation there. Alan's the official campfire guy. He sets everything up, cut up all the wood, used a chainsaw. So now we have a campfire. Isn't that right, Alan?
That's right.
Did we have a good time today?
Yeah. Of course.
We went and saw Vail today, and Glenwood Springs, which is a very beautiful place. That's our tent and everything. This is our night photo shoot here. We have mosquito buckets, which don't really actually work at all. They, the mosquitoes, we can carry them around, the mosquitoes still hang out around us. But it's a really nice campsite. It's one of the best. Last night we had a company. We had a little animal that ran across, and he would pop up when we put the flashlight on him to see what we're doing. And he had rabbit ears, but much, much thinner. We're not exactly sure what kind of animal it was.
Rough hill. I'll try one more time. More speed.
You're also cutting out.
Am I cutting out a little bit?
Yeah.
I'll back the fuel on a little bit. Second gear won't do it. I think first is the answer, just more speed.
First and straddle the humps. As they say in trials, catching the right line is everything. Quick little view where we are. And where we're going. Here comes Donald. He's taking a rough way back. And that would be the hill we just climbed from a distance.
This is on the top of Whale Peak. We're about 13,000 feet right now.
Here's the name,
I believe it is. At least we know where we're at now. We know exactly where we're at. Now we know what we need to do to get out of here. Now we know what we need to do to find Glacier.
About that amateurish stuff there, I forgot to turn it off. And sorry about the video, the zooming in and out. I'm talking to the machine. I'm zooming because Johnny wants to see the suspension. What a wild ride. Really impressive. You can't imagine how tough this hill is. He's just getting awful proud of him, his little Suzuki. It's a pretty incredible little machine. He did just a really fine job of building it. Can't believe he got over it. It's just an idea how big this hill was. That's zoomed all the way in. That's my truck sitting at the bottom of it. And just to get to this point is a long ways. Well, Donald, don't run over me.
Ready to go back down?
I'll walk. I'm going to video you going down. This is the beginning part of the big hill. We couldn't get it a while ago because it's just too big a hill to get all the hill in it. We found out the last few days that not only is my stock suspension not up to the task, a lot of this stuff, but it's so worn out. I might have been able to get over this, but it's probably unlikely. The truck is just beating itself to death. So, my little project for next year is to get a suspension like Donald has. Other than that, it's really surprised the heck out of us what it can do. Got some other guy in here, terribly out of breath, yet bear with me. I had to run this whole hill to get these two shots. Incredibly impressive machine. But just of note, she ain't stock. Got a Rancho suspension, been worked over quite a bit. Perfectly good old Ford out here. Totally trashed. Engine still sitting in it. V8 probably 351. Amazing the things you find out here. Old mine shaft. There's more of a mine. You can hear the water flowing down through here. There's another building right over there. Some guys we were talking with that have an ARB on the back and Rancho suspension that she was complaining about. Let's see how well he does on this. Now what Donnie's problem is, I noticed that he didn't get over it. I think he deliberately takes the worst trail. Just took a second to check see if my Jeep has come up here yet. There he is. How in the world did a Ford Explorer get over this? Unless he's hiding around here. I'm starting to think the Explorer's hiding around here because I can't imagine a stock brand new Ford Explorer going over this. Even that locked Jeep had a little bit of a problem on it. While I'm waiting here for Donald, I might as well get this. Water we keep hearing in the background is this creek. Got some Jeeps in there. Also, there's trails all over the place. I hadn't noticed those. Maybe that's where the Ford Explorer went. Thought this was especially beautiful, so I thought I'd get this in. That angle right there I really like. Beautiful mountains out there in the distance. Little note about the vehicles we've filmed. The first Wrangler was running a 2.5 inch Rancho suspension, open differentials but with mud TAs. The other Wrangler, the last Wrangler, was running a 2.5 inch with 31 1050s and a air locker in the back, and he climbed the hill with the air locker. Really impressive what an air locker can do. So anyway, that's the little note that I thought I'd make there. And also, we thought maybe there was a Ford Explorer that made it up that hill, but that is not right. He did not even attempt that hill. It was just too much. So anyway, I'm going to follow Alan now. Thought we'd make a little note here that we thought we saw just a tire, but once we investigated a little bit more, we find that there's actually a car here that was been buried during a flood of some sort. And I think we'll find some more axle components and that kind of stuff. As we go over here, there's a drum to the drum brake. And interesting things that you find in Colorado. Somewhere over here we'll find some more suspension components. I think that's...
There's probably the old stove.
Right there. You're saying you don't know if you want to reach in there? See, Donald's thinking about getting into the interior because we have a situation here that we just have to know. We have to know. Now, I'm thinking that, I believe this is a 1965 Ford. Recognize the maroon color. And then there's a headlight bezel right there. I believe it's a 65 Ford.
We're right at the back seat, by the way. I want to let you know.
At the back seat.
It's totally hollow. Right now, it is totally hollow.
We may have to get the shovel and dig this car up because there's no way we can go away here without knowing what happened. Upside down and buried. Oh, mosquito got me. Upside down and buried. What must we do, Donald? What must we do? We have to find out. You do have the shovel, right?
How ridiculous would it be if I reached in there and to grab the...
See what's in the glove box?
No, I can't get to the glove box.
I just don't know.
I'm looking underneath the seat right now. We got a flashlight.
Oh, get a flashlight, Donald.
Get a flashlight. No, we don't have a flashlight.
Oh, we didn't bring it along?
No, we
Back
didn't.
at the house?
I'm telling you, right now, that I can see a
Okay, I got an idea.
window crank. And the window crank
Get
will
the
tell.
get the Samurai over here.
And hook up to it and pull it out.
And get the
Shovel?
well, I'm thinking about the light that's behind my
Hey, that's a thought.
yeah. So bring Samurai right up here and get the floodlight. Why? Because this is very critical. We have to know what happened here. Why did this happen? See, there's the air cleaner. There's Donald on this critical mission. What happened to this poor Ford? And we ran onto a Ford truck a while ago too. We don't know how it got up in that mountain because that's just way up there. Donald's coming over here close. He is now almost run over the old Ford. I think it's a 65 Ford. It doesn't get any better than this. We'll soon have the mystery unlocked. Then we're going to go into town and do our research to find out why it's upside down and buried. Could this be some kind of a criminal case? We don't know. Is it possible that there was a landslide here? No telling what we're going to find. We're going to send this into eyewitness video. It's done. Soon to find out. We're going to unlock the mystery. Isn't that right, Don?
That's right.
Don, does it get any better than this?
It doesn't get any better than this. First of all,
Pardon me. This is serious stuff here. Better get right in there. We got to get in there good. See what it is he's doing. Gotta whisper now. This is at that time when you whisper.
I smell saltines.
Do you?
Yeah, I smell saltines down
They're
here.
20 years old. Oh no. I may have to go move my vehicle.
Why?
Because I hear a vehicle coming, doggone it. It's going to interrupt our video. Okay.
This is the one, huh? We're trying to figure out inflation.
This particular vehicle that we're listening to right now, and then I'm going to pull back on it, is the same one that was in our book, David and Goliath story.
Kept saying that it couldn't do it.
And Alan's going to show us. I'm going to pull back on the vehicle here. This is the Rocky right here.
This is the infamous Rocky.
The infamous Rocky.
Yeah, there it is.
Now it's getting us
There's a
a,
picture of the original owner. Right there.
the top up here of the page. That's the picture of the original owner. And the Rocky right there. Okay, we had a slight interruption there in the middle of it. It was worthwhile though. See that celebrity vehicle. And Donald has now since found out that this was a convertible at one time.
Yep.
We'll soon have the answer.
There's the convertible part of the convertible top right there. The interior.
What were you saying?
The interior is green, or was gray with like a green insulation. And I was trying to see if I could, from the window crank, if it had an emblem as to what kind of vehicle this was.
We'll get right down there and see.
I'm not seeing it. Surprisingly enough, I can see the floorboard, but needless to say, all the carpet's fallen. And it being upside down, I don't think we're ever going to be able to solve the mystery, but we think it's a Ford. It was a four-door convertible of some sort.
A four-door?
It's four-door, because there's the back doors.
Then it'd have to be a Lincoln.
It's possible.
And that would explain the red, maroon.
And it drum brakes.
So it's 60s vintage. That might be a Lincoln bezel. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take a look at that bezel, and let's see if Jack can identify it.
Could very well, but that looks like a Ford bezel. Okay, straight on picture of it. Well, we'll let Jack take a look at it, but that... Anyway, very interesting stuff here. One last look inside there. Oh, and is it clear in there? Wow. I think I might take a look in there. Just because I was a little kid in the 60s and I can remember these little details. I'll tell you in just a minute.
Alan's just saying it's definitely a Ford. He recognizes the window crank and so on.
It's an old Ford. Probably, like I said, 65. Smells musty down in here. While we were talking to Isuzu guys, my full Coke was dumped by Chickmunk, and I'm just really upset with him. He couldn't leave it alone. Yep, I'm going to have to guess this to be a 65 Ford, I'd say, but the four doors is the weird part. This the mystery will never 100% ever be settled.
Do you think that was a convertible, or you think that's
I think it's a four-door 65 Ford.
sedan?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Exactly sure what that was. That maybe somebody might be able to recognize it. We did find some identifiable pieces to our car mystery. We found a padded sun visor right there, and we found a piece of dash that was also padded. So I believe it's 1966 Ford, and we did find a piece of taillight lens that had the Ford emblem on it. That was a piece of dash right there. Some of the things that we thought were interesting were the cans that we found up here that appear to be using brass to abrase the tin, and then at the bottom there are two brass holes where they may have sucked out the air to put a vacuum on it. Very interesting. Back to the car, there's one of the signal light director portion of the dash. There's more of the dash right there. This is inside a cabin we're in right now. Door. Here's the ladder right there. This had a stairwell. As you can see, it started right there along the wall, and right up through there is where the fire or stove was at in here. I would assume that was like the bedroom area. Here's a window. I can't get up in here very far because the This is the collapsing part of an old mine on Georgia Pass or Glacier Trail, whichever it is. Nobody seems to know for sure. This is probably a mine shaft, yes. More of the old collapsing mine shaft, or mine. This is further down the hill. Some of the old mine.
Carefully come down. This has got some pretty neat stuff down here. Here's the old steam engine.
Donald says that's an old steam engine. Go down and have a look at it. Just some more old wreckage. Don't know what this is. Looks like what's left of a roof. I'm standing on what's basically the side of a totally loose piece of dirt hill. Right there is what's left of an old steam engine, apparently. I'm going to see if I can find another way over there. Barely able to stand here. You see that we have a little evidence of some modern technology here. Actually, I'm mistaken. This is probably Foster's from back around 1860. That would be my best guess. I thought I'd get this a minute. Some kind of an animal footprint. There's that steam engine thing again.
That's the rock crusher.
It's the rock crusher. I see. I'm not sure what that thing is. Looks like some kind of a silo. What is it, Donald?
What?
Looks like some kind of a silo.
That's, I guess it will hold water or something there. Because the water was channeled out of there and through here. And you see those things with the, looks like a rubber mat on top of them? Start over, can you get over to that tree a little bit more, Alan? You'll be able to see.
I can see pretty well.
Okay, well there's more of it over here.
Okay, that Donald says that's for sifting. Thing
I
right
would say
there.
that's for the fine sifting.
For fine
The coarse
sifting.
sifting was done over here in this big shaker deal that I think finished crunching up the big chunks that was done up, that was like stage 1. Then it ran down into here, went into stage 2. There's a whole bunch of little wheels that rubbed together here and I think made it into a finer powder.
Here, point it out while I got the camera back.
If you can see it, on the other side over here there's a big round deal where it goes into that hopper, the big coarse rock goes into the hopper, goes into this, gets into a fine rock. From this, it went down to the sifting tables. And on the sifting tables, you can see, I don't know if you can see the detail of it, but they had like little brakes and little wheels and stuff that operated those, and they shook those wheels. And that would run off into these little hoppers on the sides over here. And I don't know, it appears to be even more of it down below here. Haven't quite got that far yet.
Some kind of a crusher, I guess.
It looks like these sifted down and shook it all off. And then it went on onto these tables where they shook off. Down in these troughs, and there's troughs on each side, that then dump into a center trough here that would run it over to the spinal wall, the spiner belly. And then it goes on to, there's another couple more sifting tables right down here on the bottom. So I would say that there's, the final sifting took place right down here. And then I would imagine these roasters used to haul whatever ore they got out of here out. But this is probably the most elaborate ones we've seen yet. This one takes it from start to finish, but most of them don't do that. They would have to haul it someplace else and have it crushed.
Just for anybody that's watching this, so they'll know why I'm shaking this, because I'm, as usual, this year, everybody's being attacked by mosquitoes. I just blow one off my arm. Now, where's Donald? Hi, Donald.
But anyway, this is it. This is the, I'm not sure which mine this one is. But unfortunately, it's collapsed completely. There may have been more sifting tables underneath here. It's hard to say. I would assume there probably was, like a coarse sifting, and then it gets down to fine sifting, and then the final sifting as it got down into there.
Okay, well,
I would imagine that this was a water tank used to keep a flow of water going through here for the sifting.
okay.
By the looks of things, I think that's right, because there's a, if you can see, there's a little hole up here in the top of the tank, and then there's a trough that's running down off the side over into here.
Okay, Donald, I'll tell you what. I'm under attack here, so I'm gonna,
That's all.
jeez, I gotta quit.
I'm going to see if I can see what this thing says. It says a Fulton engineering company. And if I can hold this metal back, it says engineering company and shipbuilding in it was made in San Francisco.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. I wish I could hold still, but I'm under attack, so I'm going to have to give up.
At one point, they must have channeled the water down through here because the water entered the tank right there. But also, there's another one that says the Sully Machine Works Company, S&I, California, whatever that is.
Okay, here's a photo here of Donald, and he's standing next to a samurai on Glacier. pass, which is considered to be a grade 8 on a level of 10. One of the toughest trails in all of Colorado. You can see over here the trail. Pretty tough, very narrow here, but this is the easy stuff. The very first thing we went through was the worst. The very worst. Okay, it took me a second to find this back. Anyway, this guy right here apparently wasn't able to make the trail. You see these from time to time in Colorado. I'm going to have a look at this a little closer. Thought I'd take a second and get a view here. This is really great looking view here.
It's a Chrysler. It's a Charger.
It's great for everybody but the poor soul that owned that. As you can see, he came quite a ways down. John says that it's an old Chrysler Charger, and somebody's taken rear end out of it. That means that some four-wheeler thought that that would be a good place to put in his Jeep. This is what's left of early 70s Charger. It's always a mystery to find out how people get a car out here. How did they possibly? I mean, it's bad enough they came all the way down from up there, but how did he get it here? They bring it in with a helicopter? I mean, we know that the trails just getting here are unbelievable. They're just terribly rugged. Today, you probably couldn't even get... Now, we came from the really tough side, and we're not sure how to get out of here. I think it's relatively easy, so something like a Ford Explorer could probably get to this point. But not a Charger. The only thing we can figure is that the trails have gotten increasingly worse over the years. They must have maintained them at one time and don't anymore. As its standard bullet holes. Just I'd zoom in just so you can see those, because we always have to have bullet holes in old cars. I mean, that's what they're for. Must have been some kind of ride coming down, huh, Don?
Oh, man. The amazing thing is the sides aren't even that screwed up. Boy, the top is totally caved in.
There's the old dash. I wonder how many miles is on it.
77.9.
How many?
86,577.9.
So it was probably put here, you know, it's probably been here for close to 20 years. Even though it's a car that's a little over 20 years old, it's probably been here for 20 with 80,000 miles. Well, let's think of it a second. This is like a 73 probably. And it probably was wrecked here around 1980 or so. From the top.
Or the bottom.
Oh, it says tape duntled.
Look, we actually...
To see what it's all about. Right there, way down there. We'll go down there and have a little closer look. Getting close enough now that it looks like it's a Volkswagen. Wide angle shot here of what was once a Volkswagen Super Beetle. There's duntled. Another shot of the old Volkswagen. It's incredible to me that this Volkswagen just rolled down about, I don't know how many feet. I wouldn't know how far. 600-800 feet maybe. Stood up pretty well.
In fact, the driver would have survived.
If he was safety belted in. Donald believes that these people were seat belted in, they survived this. Because the roof didn't cave in that bad. But they were probably really rolling pretty fast, being a round body like that, coming down who knows how far. Now they always manage to get the engines and transmissions and everything out of these cars that are way off and nowhere. I mean, these are hard to get to. Imagine trying to haul an engine 800 feet up a hill.
This is the Sammy up there. It's a long way up there.
More parts of the car.
Little parts of the car Alan's finding. All up and down the mountain here. Figure this one got shot down during the old American-German Volkswagen wars. That's when most of them went down. Crashed right down here in the mountains. Then the local natives came in, stripped the cars down. It's a terrible sight. We're not sure, but we think maybe Mikey may have been responsible for wrecking this car. We found this comb. Right there is the side molding off the side of it. That would be right on the going across the door. And then there's an old Budweiser can right there, along with the wreckage, which indicates it's a metal can, which would indicate that it was
70s.
Early mid-70s. That Volkswagen was relatively new when it hit the pavement, when it hit and bit the dirt. At least we know what happened here. The path, piece of chrome from the running board. It's amazing how time seems to stand still in the mountains. This accident probably happened at least 20 years ago. So you can see this road has quite a bit of angle to it. I'm standing straight, Alan's standing straight, and that's a Sammy off on the angle over there. Something else we want to make a note. Not that both of us are teetotalers or anything, but we do believe that drinking and four-wheeling definitely does not mix. This is the descent. As the car would have been going off here, would have hit here and then started doing the roll. Right about in here and down, and kept rolling until it hit all the way down at the bottom of the hill, which I don't know if I've got the exact angle on it, but I'm going to try to find the Volkswagen back at this angle. Anyway, it's back in there. It's difficult to see from here, but we found the pieces kind of fall right up and through here, about where we're at.
Try to level out here with the trees. I'm looking at the trees to see if I'm straight up. It would appear to be. To give you some idea. Yeah, that'd be about right. Yeah, that should be about right. Give you an idea how leany this road is. It's so leany right here that we thought it might not be a bad idea if I wasn't putting weight on that side of the vehicle. Although we've been on a lot worse today. Well, that is leaning. It's really leaning. He said he would, and we've agreed that if we ever got over, we'd immediately bail, say goodbye to the vehicle. That's the agreement we have, gentleman's agreement. It's a lot worse four-wheeling than we've ever done before. This is an incredible trail. You can see the boulder in front of me. Going up was the most incredible part. Hear the mountain storm?
it says attention, Forest Road number 268, the Georgia Pass Middle Fork of the Swan Connect is an extremely hazardous road, highly recommended for descent only. This route requires the right vehicle and very skilled operator. If you find the need to winch your vehicle, please protect trees by using a protective strap. Improper winching kills trees. And then it says, goes on to tell you if you need other information, you go down to Dillon Ranger District and they give you a telephone number. The trail that you saw, the Samurai coming down, is that trail. That is called Glacier Ridge or Glacier Peak Trail. And believe it or not, I'd stake my absolute reputation and the Sammy on it. We actually climbed that, and it's supposed to be rated number 8 on a scale of 10 for difficulty. It was quite a feat, and Al and I really enjoyed the climb. It was something to be in the vehicle to climb that.
We'll look around this campsite. There is the fire deal. Hi, fire deal. Won't miss you. And a lot of fun. Tabletop. That's where we did our cooking. Ain't it a shame? Our multi-purpose rock, we're going to really miss it. We used it for a table and for a chair. We used it for a place to wash our hands because we kept water on it. It's just a wonderful rock. And if you'll notice that it also has stripes in it. And we thought that that was really designer. It's an old campsite. We didn't like it. We're hoping it'll be here next year so we can use it again. That's snow. Figured it'd be a while before we see it again. So thought I'd photograph it. Almost forgot that's the trees. Don't want to forget about them. We bring one back, but it's $500 fine. Samuel, he's running. He's not very happy. He seems to like it here. He's conquered many a mountain. The Toyota pickup. It would have been happier with a soft ride. It'll have to get one of those next year. I don't know what he's doing. There is, I believe, 45 breaths. Our trail out of here is very secluded. We own this place. We bought and paid for this property. Nobody's ever allowed on here. And this would be the other side of our property. Bought her fair and square. Got a deed and everything. There's Donald again. Toyota. Samurai back there somewhere. Some more of our property. It's beautiful property, isn't it? That's the road going out. And there's some more of our road going out of here. Nice stroll out of here, walking along. Taking a last look here of this particular area. Somebody thought that they could have a campsite here on our property. We'll take care of that. We're going to put no trespassing signs up. Continuation of the road. This would be the entrance to our property. We're going to put the no trespassing sign right there. Anyway, that's an old log cabin. That goes on up to many an exciting place, such as Red Cone and Radical Hill, a lot of different wild places. Somebody had the audacity to camp out there the other night. Picture of the road leading to our home. And that would be our creek. And that's another shot of the road coming in. We come up that valley right there. Oh, and by the way, we've been up there. In fact, we've been all up there too. There's a trail up there, and we took it. I got a very powerful zoom right now. A little difficult to handle. And I miss it. We've definitely been up there. In fact, we stood right up there and filmed it from up there down here, trying to find our campsite. Donald might be done. I better head back. Once again, that's the entrance. And directly in front is a mountain. Hi, Donald. Do we need some kind of closure? Huh?
I got something to say.
Hold on, here I come.
Better burnout. Same way.
My very words. I was going to use those myself.
I don't want to go home. I miss my wife, but I want to stay here.
Well, tell her to jump on a plane to Denver. We'll come pick her up.
All right.
After all, we bought and paid for this property. You want to throw up the no trespassing sign? It's ours.
All right.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Even exiting corralling can be fun. He seemed to have found a rock to pull up on. Anyway, it's been one heck of a trip. Probably as far as four-wheeling goes, this has eclipsed any trip in the past.